Hey, good morning, everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. It is Saturday morning. I'm all pumped up this morning. I saw a great concert last night, and I'm here to tell you about it. Massey Hall, the Beat Tour. If you're not familiar, the Beat Tour is kind of celebrating the music of King Crimson from the '80s and the trilogy of albums they released, with a lineup including Robert Fripp, uh, Adrian Belew, Tony Levin, and Bill Bruford on drums. Um, these are the albums that were released: Discipline, which is my favorite of the three; Beat, probably what consider the second best of the three by most people; and why do I always forget the name of this? Three of a Perfect Pair. Let's get that so you can see it. There we go. Anyway, so very cool day. I went with my nephew Jack. Um, we got to the city. The plan was to go back to Massey Hall and see if we could get autographs. So we went downtown early, hit a record store or two, and got to Massey Hall about 2 o'clock. Sure enough, the tour buses were back there. It's always a good sign. There was about 10 people hanging around, so we kind of knew that was a good sign too. I asked one of the guys who was there earlier. He said Steve Vai had already gone in. But who comes walking out? Tony Levin and Adrian Belew, graciously signing autographs for the fans and talking to everybody. They were awesome. They're just great guys. I got the Beat thing packet autographed by Adrian Belew and Tony Levin. They're the two guys who played on the album anyway. The other dudes are there filling in for the original guys. Um, Adrian Belew is the coolest guy. Told some fun stories while he was standing outside. One guy came up and he had a picture of Adrian playing a guitar with a violin bow, like Jimmy Page. So that's what the guy said to Adrian. He says, "Did you get that idea from Jimmy Page?" And Adrian Belew says, I don't even like care about Jimmy Page. I never followed Jimmy Page. I didn't know Jimmy Page did that." He said he got the idea while he was messing around on a recording. He was working with Tori Amos, and he said he got the idea and was fooling around with it. He had no idea Jimmy Page's history, and he didn't speak very highly of Jimmy Page, and said that when he did meet Jimmy Page was kind of standoffish or maybe a bit rude to him or something. So Adrian Belew said to Jimmy, he says, "I got two words for you, Jeff Beck," and walked away. Which I thought was pretty funny. Anyway, so got the autographs, great. Went record shopping again. Picked up a couple of CDs. Nothing. I'm trying to get into this band, Widespread Panic. They're kind of a jam band. This picked this up for $5. It's actually listened to it on the way home last night. It's pretty good. Ain't Life Grand? Um, it's not jammy, but they are considered a jam band. But just great rock songs, really. Bit of country flavor to them. If you remember the band called The Outlaws and High Tide and Green Grass, I found it somewhat similar to their sound. But we'll see. And the great Ron Hawkins from Toronto's Lowest of the Low, he had a band called Ron Hawkins and the Rusty Nails. This is a great rockin' album if you ever come across it. Excellent. So anyway, if you know anything about Robert Fripp, you know he's the most disciplined human being on earth. And his show started on time. It's regiment. Everything's regimented with Robert. And so last night we're sitting there waiting, and I said to my nephew, I said, "I'll bet you $1,000,000 this show starts right on the dot." And sure enough, at 7:59, I said 7:59, 8 o'clock. These guys are on stage ready to rock, and rock they did. You're talking four master musicians. Uh, my buddy Morris, if you're watching this, I hope you are. Um, the drummer is from Tool, which is Morris's favorite band. Danny Carey. Boy, was he impressive. That guy can play the drums, man. He's the Tool drummer. He was ranked one of the 100 greatest drummers by Rolling Stone magazine, and I'm a very casual Tool fan, and he was very impressive. Great drummer. Um, just Adrian Belew, incredible. I was so impressed with this man. He's not only a great stage presence, great with the audience, funny. What a great guitar player. Very inventive, very original, very unique guitarist. I mean, he just gets these sounds out of his guitar. And man, the guy's really good. I mean, he's got quite a resume. Besides with being with King Crimson, he's got 20 solo albums out. He played with Frank Zappa. He played with Talking Heads. He played with Paul Simon on the Graceland album, I think, and David Bowie. Uh, Incredible. Steve Vai, he's filling in for Robert Fripp. Did an incredible job. He was very respectful of Robert's guitar playing on these three albums, but also added his own style, which is really cool. Steve Vai's an amazing guitarist. Again, played with Zappa for a long time. When Steve Vai was 18, 19 years old, he was transcribing Frank Zappa's music for him. That's pretty cool. He played with David Lee Roth, White Snake, bands you would know. Amazing. And Tony Levin, the great bass player, my favorite bass player of all time. So cool. I got his autograph last night. I already got it from in 2019 with King Crimson, but nice to have it on that CD cover. I mean, Tony, if you don't know Tony Levin, just look him up. And he plays this thing called a Chapman stick. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a bass guitar that really doesn't have a body on it. It just looks like a bat almost with a flat side, a whole bunch of strings, and it's an incredible instrument. Tony's a master at it. Anyway, I mean, Tony's played with Peter Gabriel. He's played with Paul Simon. He played with John Lennon, of course, with King Crimson, a band called Liquid Tension Experiment. Something like 2,000 recordings he's been on or something. It's insane. He's a monster. So these four guys are all incredible musicians. Show started, like I said, right at 8 o'clock. They did two sets. First set had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs, all from these albums. Now, the first set, a lot of the songs came from the Three of a Perfect Pair, and even Adrian Belew made some kind of a joke about, okay, now that we've got the stuff from that album out of the way, we know you guys really want to hear the stuff from Discipline and The Beat, so we're going to do a lot of that in the second set. And they weren't wrong. They did a great thing. But the first set, because a lot of people don't know the songs, I guess, that are maybe watching this, it's hard to say. The whole thing was just amazing. I'm sure you'll be able to see clips on YouTube. Fantastic. I hope they bring out a live album from this thing. Set two, they did, again, a lot of more songs from Beat and Discipline. One of the great standout tracks for me was Mate Kudasai, which has this really unique, difficult, intricate little guitar passage that Adrian Belew does. I don't even know how to say it, but it's really wild. But what's really impressive is he's doing this really hard, masterful freaking guitar thing and singing at the same time. I'm just going, how's he doing that so effortlessly? It was incredible. And anyway, they ended the show with a song called "Indiscipline," which is one of my favorite King Crimson songs. Great track off of Discipline. They came out for an encore and did "Red," instrumental, dedicated to Bill Bruford and Robert Fripp, and then Thila Hun Jinji, which is a great kind of a chanting kind of a song. Great. Oh man, the whole show just rocked. Massey Hall was fantastic. We had great seats. We were in the first balcony, like 8 rows up in the balcony, dead center stage. Fantastic show. Go on YouTube, search Beat Tour, and watch some of the classic video. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. Great show. If anybody's in the States watching this and they're touring or wherever they're going, check out the tour dates. You will not miss watching 4 master musicians playing together, loving playing together, and just, it's so inspiring. Unbelievable. Thanks for watching. Everyone have a great day. We'll talk soon.